So guys, Jason Cardamone here. I am here with the phenomenal Stone Evans of the Plug-in Profit site, the PIP system. And so I started in 2006, May of 2006 online, and you were everywhere. And literally we had a conversation before. My mom knew your name, she knew your face. My younger brother did. We were surfing Traffic Swarm. And at that point, with where my belief was, you were this guy who had done such amazing things. It was like, wow, I wish I could do 10% of that. One day my life would be amazing. And I've done quite a bit since then. Still, obviously not your levels. We're at an event here. The black lanyards here means just a much higher level of success. And
where you'll be next time.
I will be.
Next event.
That is my goal.
For sure. Yeah.
So, I know your stories on your PIP site and some of your background. How did you get started? What's some of your story?
So really, my journey started with my wife and I having a restaurant in downtown Dallas. And we worked hard and we made our living together. And when my wife was, we got pregnant. So we were going to have our first child. And when that happened, we made the decision for my wife to stay at home and start raising our children. And so it was my job at that point to run the restaurant. And it was a small restaurant. It's located in a downtown office building, one of these setups where there's an ice skating rink in the middle and there's lots of cafes and eating establishments all that surround. So it's in an office building like this, and so what that means is a small place. I would serve the downtown Dallas office crowd, people who are working in the offices and coming down for lunch and dinner and these kinds of things. So I'd have to work very long hours, and I also did a whole lot of work. I pretty much ran the whole restaurant. I did a lot of the cooking, a lot of the cleaning, a lot of the dishwashing. I mean, I had help, but I was doing a lot of work. And even though it was entrepreneurial and I had a certain ability to control my finances through that, I could decide how hard I wanted to work, if I wanted to advertise more, to grow the business, this kind of thing. I was feeling really stuck, and I was feeling really not able to, live the life that I wanted. And as my child was born, I grew up in a way where I didn't have a relationship with my father at all. And so he was never part of my life, and that's probably a driver for me, in that it was very, very important to me. I wanted kids, first of all, very much. And in wanting kids, I wanted to be a great father for those kids. And one of the things about being a great father is being present. And having the restaurant and running the restaurant full time, I knew that I couldn't be as present as I would want to be, nor with the income potential that the restaurant was allowing me to earn, I wouldn't be able to do the things for and with my family that I would hope to do. So I started researching, and even before the restaurant, I had early stints in marketing and being exposed to things like network marketing, which was always a very exciting. When the first network marketing opportunity I got exposed to, I was very excited about it. Like most people, when they first, start seeing the downline and the income potential and what can happen when you succeed in a network marketing company, that was always something very exciting. But pre-restaurant days, I had joined one or two network marketing companies only to realize there was a lot of things I didn't want to do involved in those things. A lot of personal calling people, building connections, trying to recruit and sell them on some kind of product or system, and this was pretty much pre-internet, and those were skills that I didn't have, nor did I feel that I could develop very easily. So I didn't succeed at all in network marketing, but the seed had been planted that there are ways to earn money that leverage other people's efforts, and that you can create a certain amount of success, so that when you have that success, you'll have time and financial freedom. So that seed was always in there. And as I ran the restaurant, one of my ventures, this was a health and vegetarian restaurant cafe in downtown Dallas, and it was called Follow Your Heart. And one of the things that I started out of that is a magazine. I created a magazine by myself called Veggie World.
Okay.
And it was a magazine where I would go around to local businesses and request that they advertise in the magazine. And then I would write articles, and once again I found myself doing the whole thing myself. So every 3 months I started publishing this very professional, glossy magazine that I used Photoshop and all these programs. I started learning. I taught myself how to create a magazine and publish a magazine. And I started distributing 20,000 copies every 3 months. It was a quarterly magazine, and it was designed with a couple of ideas where I would be able to generate some money through advertising and build relationships. I did some great barter deals where I got a vacation for writing a review of this kind of thing. So I started to learn how to make connections, how to do advertising, and I would advertise my restaurant, and then we would distribute 20,000 of these magazines around the city in places like Whole Foods Market and other retail establishments. It's one of those magazines you could go and pick up free. We called it Priceless. And it was great, and I actually ran it for 2 years and made some additional money, attracted more people to our restaurant, and learned a lot about marketing. These were skills that I didn't learn in school because I didn't graduate college, or this was something I didn't connect with. In being able to learn that way, I wanted to be an entrepreneur from kind of the get-go. So I've had that entrepreneurial bug. So I didn't have any formal marketing training, but I taught myself how to do that. Now, here's what happened though, is that I found myself running a restaurant and publishing a magazine, which both required a lot of work, and literally burning the candle at both ends. So it was very, very taxing for me, and I eventually had to make a decision on, I don't really have enough time to do these things and be the present, available father that I want to be. This probably was my university, however, to be, quite clear about it. This was me going to school, learning through hard knocks, learning how to do things. And one of those learnings was learning that I needed to let go of this, which I was very proud of my accomplishment of creating. I created a certain level of fame for myself in my city, of people, I was the editor and publisher of this magazine that a lot of people actually were reading, so that was really neat, and I was growing my influence, but I had to make a decision that I can't keep this up. It also wasn't giving me financial freedom. It wasn't giving me time or financial freedom. And so about 2 years into it, so probably 8 to 10 publications into it, I decided that I'm not going to do that anymore, and I continued to run the restaurant only.
So you dropped the magazine.
I stopped publishing it, yes. At the same time, I was not happy running the restaurant. I didn't want to be doing it. And I wanted to find a way really to have financial and time freedom. I wanted a business that gave me those things. And there was one Christmas, around Christmas time, I was reading a book, and it was Multiple Streams of Income by Robert Allen.
Intrigued as well.
Yeah, it was a very influential book to me. Inspired me, showed me other possibilities of first of all, he said, Robert Allen in the book said that it's not a luxury, but it's a necessity to have multiple streams of income if you are going to survive and thrive. But even survive in the new economy right now in the world today, if you don't have multiple streams of income, you're at risk for being on the street.
Yes.
Because if one income stream, if your job goes away or if your business goes away, and you don't have something else supporting you, then you're done. You're broke. You're bankrupt. And so that hit me really hard, that I had to. It is not a luxury, but I had to figure out how to create multiple streams of income.
Yes.
So in his book, he taught that there's real estate, there's stocks, there's
like 10 streams.
There's
right?
like all different options,
right.
and there was internet marketing, and this was new idea to me, but it also seemed the most doable to me. It was the one that, I can't really go buy and flip houses, and that's a huge learning curve, and I don't have a lot of money to go invest in stocks and really start generating some kind of real significant income through that. The thing that, out of all these different things that he showed as additional income streams one could create, the internet made the most sense. It's something, okay, I have an internet connection. Yeah. There's things called affiliate programs and business opportunities, even network marketing opportunities that are forming online, that you can use the internet to build those relationships and make those connections and build organizations. So this was a huge light bulb, for me. So I became, I got on one of his, Robert Allen's conference calls for something he was doing at the time, and started learning, and then, that is the process, is you find something that makes sense to you and you can envision yourself doing and succeeding in, and then you start taking action in that direction toward success in that arena. And so for me, getting on a call, and then I just started learning little things like what an affiliate program is, that you can actually go sign up. You don't have products of your own, you can go sign up for something, and you immediately have all these products. You don't have to create them. Even they give you marketing materials. And if you can just send people through a little link, and they buy those things, then I'm going to earn a commission. And that seemed doable, and that seemed exciting because it made me have access to all of these resources that I didn't have to develop myself.
Yes.
And that I could start building a business around and earning money from. So, I dove in, and I think at about that time is really I got the vision, and this is a huge thing, is that I want to earn my living. My quote was, with this little black box, that I can carry around with me anywhere I go in the world. I want my financial destiny to be controlled through this little black box, which was a laptop computer.
Love it.
And that's all I wanted, from that point on. And so owning the restaurant, and I talk about this, this same story on the Plug and Profit site. Yep. Tell people, this is my story. This is how I got started. And I would run the restaurant until, the evening time, come home, spend a couple of hours with my family. As everyone, we'd wind down the evening, everyone would go to sleep. And then at that time I drank the lousiest coffee in the world, Folgers. I'd, make a big pot of Folgers coffee. And I drink much better coffee now. And
I have a question.
Yeah.
So right where you're at right there, you spend a couple hours with the family.
I'd spend a couple of hours every night with the family.
But it wasn't enough on the techie.
It wasn't, two parts of that is that, my vision for the level of involvement, with my family, 2 hours at night was definitely not enough. And I knew that even if I had those 2 hours, I was not living and having the time and financial freedom. My family, my house, we were doing enough to survive.
Yes.
But my house was steadily deteriorating, and I didn't have, furniture was getting dirtier, and carpets were getting worn out and stains, and I didn't have enough money. The walls were getting scratched and smeared, and
especially with young kids.
A home with young kids, and I didn't have enough money to keep the house updated. So slowly and steadily, my house was deteriorating.
Yes.
And I hadn't been on vacation with my family, ever. Any kind of meaningful, get on a plane and go somewhere exciting and that's going to expand our mind and our sense of ourselves. And so, I didn't, even though, yes, I came home to my family every night, I was not living the life that I wanted to live. So the drive to create that was very strong. I had a huge why, my vision for what I want my life to be, and this family that I want to provide so much opportunity for. And so, I'd pour my big pot of Folgers coffee, and this probably started about 10:30 or 11 every night, and I'd sit at my kitchen table with my black box, my laptop computer, and I just would dive in. And what diving in at that time meant, and what it usually means even to today, which is really how you have to do it, is you start finding who is having results, who is having success, and subscribing to their newsletters, buying their products. I was buying, ebooks and into there were membership sites. I mean, people had things going on. People were already having significant success in different areas and teaching how they did it. So I would, I probably was signed up to 50 different guru, expert newsletters, and had started buying products. And I, on my credit card, I had invested several $1,000s, in a month, two, just learning. And we usually go through a stage of learning. A lot of people kind of stay in the stage of learning. It's actually unfortunate because if all you do is buy products and learn, you see a lot of people think they got to keep learning. One day they'll know enough that then they can do something and get some kind of result.
Right.
And in my case, it's just part of my DNA that I learn something and I do it if I think that's going to help me. And that is the DNA of a successful entrepreneur, is that and if you don't naturally have that as part of your constitution, then you have to develop that and you have to start doing that. You have to learn something. We're here at a conference right now and we're learning things, and I have a list of, I think, about 20 things that I've already actually started implementing. Every night I go back on and I start implementing. When I get home, it will be massive action to implement things that I've learned that are important to me that I think will help me grow my business. And in fact, I know they will. So the thing about me, and the thing is that I have the DNA to take action when I learn an idea that's going to help me. And if someone is going to succeed in anything, to succeed is to make movement, is to make something happen. You have to start getting results, because results are going to either progress you or they're also going to teach you.
How do you deal with that? So I think a lot of people, success equals skills multiplied by action. So you're talking about learning, you learn the skills, you have to take action. I think a lot of people are so afraid of failing when they take action that that's what stops them, because there's pain involved with that, and we all want to avoid pain. And so can you summarize somewhere in your DNA, and I know what you mean because I had it too. I'll jump off a cliff and find a parachute on the way down. And what can you summarize, how can you have a breakthrough just to take action? How do you look at failure or mistakes? What's your insight to that? And even if that kind of intense.
My first response is there is no such thing.
Very good.
I do a lot of things that don't get the results that I either anticipated they would get. I thought I'd do that and I'd make a lot of money, or I'd get a certain result, or I'd make a sale, and it didn't get that result. That's all. I don't, it's not a failure, it's just I didn't get the result I was looking, so then it's time to change and say, well, what do I have to do? Do I give up on trying to get that result? Or do I change what I'm doing? So that didn't work. I mean, that doesn't mean I failed, it means that didn't work. And I do that, all this is happening perpetually. I continue to do things every day that don't work, that don't have the desired result, the result I thought it was going to have, and I continue to adjust and tweak.
And that's not that painful, it sounds like. I think the normal person, their self-esteem is so low.
There's no pain.
I love that. Great distinction. Very good.
So, going back to the coffee and the computer, and the spending money, investing to get knowledge. Again, this was my college education, is acquiring knowledge from others, really finding mentors, people who were having success, people that had built certain systems and trying to learn from them, trying to use them. And I started doing all those things. So I was engaged and I was fully immersed. And really, this process of going to the restaurant and coming home at night and brewing my pot of coffee and getting back on and picking up where I left off, continued for months and months and months on end. And investing money, but gaining knowledge. But at the same time, I was a doer. So there were things that I would see that everyone said was what you need to do at that time, which is you have to build a list. And for me at that time, and to this day, that means having an autoresponder. Setting up an autoresponder, a tool that can allow you to email people automatically, and then get leads coming on to that autoresponder, subscribers, and then send emails to those subscribers that promote products that you're affiliated with, or business opportunities that you're a member of. So this model was actually, this model remains the model alone that you can succeed with. Really, one can make a living online with an autoresponder and a steady stream of leads coming into that autoresponder and sending emails that promote different products and opportunities. This is a pure and simple method for making money on the internet. And I was learning at that time that was how you do it. That was kind of the main thing you need to do. So, and I took action. So I bought an autoresponder service, and the way that I learned to build leads, add subscribers to that autoresponder service at the time was using co-registration, which is where at the time, I realized that, I got a key distinction or a key lesson for me at that time is that, you can go pay for advertising if you want to, right? You can go advertise in offline magazines or newspapers or place banners on websites, or there's Facebook advertising now. You can go pay for one-off advertising, right? Where you pay and you hope you get a good result. But once you've done that, that money is gone, and you hope you made enough money in return to cover your investment and earn a profit in the process. But one of the key lessons that I learned at that time is that if you invest that money in building a list, then those subscribers are people that you can contact anytime you wish forever, or until they unsubscribe, which is fine. But if I make an investment to build my list, then that investment is a perpetual investment that can continue to pay me forever if I build a relationship with these subscribers that are on my list. So it's not a one-off investment like a magazine ad or a banner on a website or something where I just go pay something, but I'm investing to build my list with my money, and then I spend my time to build a relationship with those people and send offers and valuable content and things to those people that will help me promote affiliate products, build business opportunities. I got it that's where I needed to focus. So that was really, really big, because that's kind of the best investment you can make, is building your list. Your list is, your number one asset in internet marketing. So let me digress just a little bit.
Oh, please do. I love this.
And this is a hiccup, a big learning curve, big learning for me in this process. And so when you are in this process of wanting to make money in business opportunities on the internet, there are really a lot of extraordinary opportunities. High integrity, totally legal, totally awesome, legit. And then there are a number of things that are not. They either don't work, or they are illegal, or the leadership has no integrity, and it's going to fall apart at some point. Even if it's legit at this now, it doesn't have the sustainability, doesn't have the legs. There are a lot of things that can be problematic in the industry as well. So I know you had talked about wanting to find out, how do you evaluate opportunities in this kind of thing. This ties into that, because at the time, and I got started right pre-2000, in this industry. And as I started looking at the money, I want to make money. I want to build a business in this industry. And I'm pretty young at that point, and naive, inexperienced. And so in starting to receive emails, which means emails from gurus, and at that time, you don't know where you're receiving emails at the point you start signing up for stuff. I received an email, and it was a system that described sending $5 in the U.S. mail to 5 different people to receive 5 reports, information reports. So you put $5 in the mail, and in this email, it's an instructional email that says, this is a system to make, essentially, this is a system to make money, and this is how it works, and you can make a lot of money because you'll see as we explain how it works. And it was very simple. You send $5 to 5 people in the U.S. mail, and then they'll send you 5 reports. And then what you do, once you have those reports, these are products that you now have the rights to resell, right? It's made sense to me. I liked it. This was a great, simple way to get involved in information marketing, having information that I get to sell to people, and part of what looked like a very exciting kind of multi-level marketing system that was something that when you buy the reports, you now have these 5 products.
Yes.
And what you do is you put your name at the bottom of that list of 5 and your address. And then you send that email out to people now that you have those 5 products. And then when you do that, then some of those people that you send that same email, because it was very compelling email, like it was very exciting, showed, you can earn millions of dollars, and it legitimately made sense that it would work and looked great. So I bought those 5 reports, and I got 5 reports in the mail. People sent me these reports, and the reports were valuable information. It was like buying an information product. I really, it's like teaches you something about marketing or about mental, it's development, some kind of way, and so the reports are valuable. And then I put my name at the bottom of this list with my address, and I had been building, as I said, I took action. I had an autoresponder, and I had a list of people to send an offer to. So I sent this offer out to that list, right? And it isn't like email marketing today or affiliate marketing. You don't know if you got the result right away, because with affiliate marketing, you can, or network marketing online, you can send an offer to your list, and usually you'll start getting people signed up if you have a responsive list within 5 minutes to an hour and all day long. That's how email marketing works today. So with information marketing, or people who do offline information marketing in magazines, you send the ad out, and it's going to take some time before you get a response, or you know what happens, because in this case, people needed to send you $5 in the U.S. mail. And so I did that, and then, maybe a week later, 5 days later, I started getting these $5 bills in the mail, right? And the way the system works is very multi-level marketing, so that when we send our reports, and then someone else has the same letter, and they move your name up to position 4, so then at that point, whenever you receive orders for position 4, you send report 4, to that person.
Oh, I got it.
And then you keep moving your name up the list, and kind of at each stage, or people move your name up the list when they start promoting this offer. And this was also, pre-spam. This was total spam for a lot of people, but this was also pre-filter days, where most emails got through.
Yes.
So people could just hit up their address book. They didn't need to have an autoresponder, and they didn't need. So people who were part of the system were just sending this out, and it really was spreading like wildfire. It spreads like a Facebook virus or something today, like a YouTube video. It was spreading very quickly. So I happened to have, because I had bought 1,500 leads or subscribers, and so I had a lot of people who received that email from me who had expressed some kind of interest actually in making money. So the response actually was pretty high. I started getting a lot of people order, and then I started getting a lot of duplication. And literally, a couple of months into it, I would go to my mailbox, and there would be stacks of
$5 bills?
envelopes with $5 bills inside. I'd go to my mailbox and pull out $200.
Seriously?
Seriously. So, and then I'm excited. This works. So
Mailbox.
it was pretty much my first